Let's.
To do today.
Солист
Драй
3 дня учил
uno.
слова.
А?
Солист 3 дня учил слова. To do.
И
Ну-ну.
не выучил ни хрена. Так, да?
Да.
Короче, let's go and let's read this shit.
Let's
Chapter.
try. Sheet, в смысле, of paper.
A sheet of paper, yeah. Uh, let's go. Chapter 8. Can you see it?
No.
No? I didn't share it with you. I only shared with me
Mhm.
because I'm very kind. Can you see it now?
Yay.
Yeah, good girl.
Let's go.
It's my own invention. That's not my word.
Huh?
That's Lewis, not me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. After a while, the noise seemed gradually to die away, till all was dead silence, and Alice lifted up her head in some alarm. There was no one to be seen, and her first thought was that she must have been dreaming about the lion and the unicorn and those queer Anglo-Saxon messengers. However, there was the great dish still lying at her feet, uh, on which she had tried to cut the plum cake. So, I wasn't dreaming after all, said she to herself, unless we are all part of the same dream. Only I do hope it is my dream and not the Red King's. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't like belonging to another person's dream. She went on in a rather complaining tone. I have a great mind to go and wake him and see what happens. At this moment, her thoughts were interrupted by a loud shouting of "Ahoy! Ahoy! Check!" and the knight, dressed in crimson armor, came galloping down upon her, brandishing a great club. Just as he reached her, the horse stopped suddenly. "You are my prisoner," the knight cried as he tumbled off his horse. Got it?
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Startled as she was, Alice was more frightened for him than for herself at the moment.
Why?
That's when I that's when I meet people. I'm more afraid for them than for me. And watched him with some anxiety as he mounted again. As soon as he was comfortably in the saddle, he began once more. "You are mine!" But here another voice broke in. "Ahoy! Ahoy! Check!"
Echo.
Ahoy!
Ahoy?
Ahoy!
Ahoy.
Ahoy! Yeah, I know how to read. Maybe not today, but tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And Alice looked round in some surprise for the new enemy. It was a white king. Oh, knight. This
Right.
time it was a white knight, you see. He
Mm-hmm.
drew up at Alice's side and tumbled off his horse, just as Red Knight had done. Then he got on again, and the two knights sat and looked at each other for some time without speaking. Alice looked from one to another to other in some bewilderment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bewilderment. She's my prisoner, you know, the Red Knight said at last. Yes, but then I came and rescued her, the White Knight replied.
Nice.
Well, we must fight for her then, said the Red Knight as he took up his helmet, which hung from the saddle and was something the shape of a horse's head,
Mm-hmm.
and put it on. Yeah, he's a knight, so. You will observe the rules of battle, for of course. Um, the White Knight remarked, putting on his helmet too. Um, I always do, said the Red Knight, and they began banging away at each other, with such fury that Alice got behind a tree to be out of the way of the blows. I wonder
Mm-hmm.
now what the rules of battle are, she said to herself as she watched the fight timidly, uh, peeping out from her hiding place. One rule, here is a picture, a
Hmm.
beautiful picture of a horse and a horsey horse.
Okay.
The horse
Uh-huh.
that has two heads from
Подожди, horse is
from
sitting on a
from
horse.
huh?
Horse is on top of another horse, да?
Yeah. No, this is a horse with two heads. One is in the middle.
Holy shit. Oh, okay, sorry.
No, one is in the back and the other is on the top.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just a knight. The knight, the man.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a horse that is like, I'm so sorry to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
One rule seems to be that if one knight hits the other, he knocks him off his horse, and if he misses, he tumbles off himself. And another rule seems to be that they hold their clubs with their arms as if they were Punch and Judy. Uh, what a noise they make when they tumble, just like a whole set of irons falling into the fender. Do you remember what fender is?
Fender.
Yeah. You know,
No,
do you remember the meaning?
no.
Look it up when
Fender,
you do.
Fender помню. Не могу. I'm far from the dictionary. You tell me.
Maybe a part of the oven.
Fender.
Yeah.
Eh?
Of your fireplace.
Maybe.
Right, right, right? Am I right?
Me don't know.
Me don't know.
Я думала, что это бампер у машины.
And that one too. I mean, it has like double meaning.
Chin.
Huh?
Double chin.
Let me.
Ну, я не помню the second one.
Mm. I will find it.
Bitte
Fender
schön.
is Fender. It's
Logisch.
Kotflügel.
What? What flew him?
Kot. A plastic cylinder tire, I wasn't right, hung over a ship's side to protect it against impact. A low frame bordering a fireplace. Yeah,
No bumper.
no, that's a low frame of bordering a fireplace to prevent burning coals from falling out. That's it.
Все равно бампер. Угу.
Both. Обидва.
Ора. Обидва.
Да. Два быдла.
Угу.
Der Puffer. That's in German.
Okay.
Yeah, do you like German?
A veces.
A veces.
Sometimes.
Was bedeutet?
Not today.
Not today?
Ah.
Okay. Tomorrow.
Maybe.
Yeah, tomorrow when I have more energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now my energy expires.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. Um, just like a whole set of irons falling into the fandom. And how quiet the horses are. They let them get on and off them just as if they were tables. Maybe they were tables.
Who?
The horses.
Uh-huh.
Uh, what am I reading, right? Another rule of battle that Alice had not noticed seemed to be that they always fell on their heads, and the battle ended with their both falling off in this way, side by side. When they got up again, they shook hands, and then the Red Knight mounted and galloped off. It was a glorious victory, wasn't it? Said the White Knight as he came up panting. Do you remember what panting was? We looked up in the dictionary one day in the past.
We did?
We did?
Да?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I don't
in the
remember
very
looking it up.
beginning of the book.
Господи. Okay.
Господи. I don't know. Alice said doubtfully. Uh, I don't want to be anybody's prisoner. I want to be a queen. Okay? But you are just a pawn. So, you will when you've crossed the next brook, said the White Knight. I'll see you safe to the end of the wood, and then I must go back, you know? That's the end of my move. Thank you very much, said Alice. May I help you off with your helmet? It was evidently more than he could manage by himself. However, she managed to shake him out of it at last. Now one can breathe more easily, said the knight, putting back his shaggy hair with both hands and turning his gentle face and large, mild eyes to Alice. She thought she had never seen such a strange-looking soldier in all her life. He was dressed in tin armor, which seemed to fit him very badly, and he had a queer-shaped little deal box fastened across his shoulders upside down, and with the lid hanging open. Alice looked at it with great curiosity. "I see you're admiring my little box," the knight said in a friendly tone. "It's my own invention, to keep clothes and sandwiches in. You see, I carry it upside down so that the rain can't get in, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the things can get out," Alice gently remarked. "Do you know the lid's open?" "I didn't know it," the knight said, a shade of vexation passing over his face. "Then all the things must have fallen out, and the box is no use without them." Um, he unfastened it as he spoke, and was just going to throw it into the bushes when a sudden thought seemed to strike him, and he hung it carefully on a tree. "Can you guess why I did that?" Said he said to Alice. Alice shook her head. uh, uh-uh. "In hopes some bees may make a nest in it, then I should get the honey." Okay. But you've got a beehive or something like fastened to the saddle, said
Mm-hmm.
Alice. "Yes, it's a very good beehive," the knight said in a discontented tone. "One of the best kind. But not a single bee has come near it yet. And the other thing is a mouse trap. I suppose the mice keep the bees out, or the bees keep the mice out. I don't know which. I was wondering what the mouse trap was for," said Alice. "It isn't likely there would be any mice on the horse's back." "Not very likely, perhaps," said the knight. "But if they do come, I don't choose to have them running all about. You see," he went on after a pause, it's as well to be provided for everything. That's the reason the horse has uh, all those anklets round his feet, right?"
Anklets.
Anklets, like
What is it?
little ankles.
Okay.
Anklets. Fußkettchen.
What?
Браслети на ногу.
Okay.
Yes?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Короткий носок, короче.
Mm-hmm.
Вот.
Да, оно ж, ну окей, да,
Anklet. Да, ну это как гольф, только чуть-чуть потише.
потише, да, без истерики.
Да, без истерики. Так. But what are they for? Alice asked in a tone of great curiosity. To guard against the bites of sharks, the knight replied. Shit happens. It's an invention of my own. And now help me on. I'll go with you to the end of the wood of the world. uh, What's that dish for? It's meant for plum cake, said Alice. We'd better take it with us, the knight said. Um, it'll come in handy if we find any plum cake. Help me to get it into this bag. This took a long time to manage through Alice held sorry. This took a long time to manage, though Alice held the bag open very carefully because the knight was so very awkward in putting in the dish. The first 2 or 3 times that he tried, he fell in himself instead. Okay? It's rather a tight fit, you see? He said as they got it in at last. Mm, there are so many candlesticks in the bag. And he handed it to the saddle, which was already loaded with bunches of carrots. Okay. And fire irons and many other things, right?
Irons?
Fire
Irons?
fire irons.
What is it?
What is it?
Yep.
Oh, fire irons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not typing.
Да ладно, I can hear it.
Fire irons. It's typing fire islands.
Ah,
But wait, I have to type it. Огонь.
логично. Ну,
Пожаренные утюги.
я примерно так и поняла, но, блин, это все tied to the saddle, ну хорошо.
If it's together, it's implements for tending a domestic fire. Typically tools, a poker, and a shovel. Каменные утюги.
Ну,
Каменный прибор.
покер.
Кочерга. Poker. Rake.
Ну, покер это
Crabble.
кочерга.
Fire. Iron. Кочерга. Got it?
Kind of, ну.
Ну, кочерга. Poker.
Ну да.
No, это the old English, you know, middle.
Да.
Doug, where were we?
Fire, iron, tied with it.
Fire
Saddle.
irons and many other things. Yeah. I hope you've got your hair well fastened on. He continued as he set off. Only in the usual way, Alice said, smiling. That's hardly enough, he said anxiously. You see, the wind is so very strong here. It's as strong as soup.
Soup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? As strong as
Yep.
soup.
Uh-huh.
Maybe she is somewhere in the fireplace.
Who?
Alice. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And the night and the chairs and everything.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually in the
Let's
fender.
light the fire.
Uh-huh. Actually she's in the fender, yeah.
Okay.
Have you invented a plan for keeping the hair from being blown off? Alice inquired. Not yet.
Shave it. Shave it.
Yeah, said the knight.
Said the night.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I've got a plan for keeping it from falling off. The hair?
Да.
Porrig?
Ну, сначала shave it off. Anyway.
Maybe it already hasn't got it. It's Middle English. Middle England.
English.
This is Englishem.
Mhm.
I should like to hear it very much. First, you take an upright stick, said the knight. Then you make your hair creep up it, like a fruit tree. Oh yeah. Now,
Mhm.
the reason hair falls off is because it hands down. Okay? Things never fall upwards, you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
Do you know? Do
Mhm.
they do the things fall upwards in your house?
If you're standing upwards, yay.
Yeah. Okay. It's a plan of my own invention. You may try it if you like. It didn't sound a comfortable plan, Alice thought. And for a few minutes she walked on in silence, puzzling over the idea. And every now and then stopping to help the poor knight, who certainly was not a good rider.
М?
Хлебнуть.
Ого.
Да, воды.
Мгм.
Оля,
А ну-ка.
усятый.
Ну,
Смотри, у него есть
Ага.
волосы.
пока да. Везде. Че он сидит на черепахе или на каком-то таракане?
Это седло.
Alright.
Вместе
виде
с...
королевы?
Не, это же это, как это, beehive
А, да.
в седле. В Евле.
Бихай в седле.
А,
Да.
Не в Евле, а в седле.
Ебло в седле, седло.
В Евле.
Дочитались. Ню-ню.
Ну да, мы же тоже авторы.
Мгм.
Whenever. Whenever the horse stopped, which it did very often, he fell off in front. And when ever it went on again, which it generally did rather suddenly, he fell off behind. Otherwise, he kept on pretty well, except that he had a habit of now and then falling off sideways. And as he generally did, he was on the side on which Alice was walking. She soon found that it was the best plan not to walk quite close to the horse. Did you try it?
Мгм. To
Um,
walk close to the
ah,
horse? To walk close to the horse?
yeah.
Да.
When?
Long time ago.
Where?
Caucasus.
With whom?
With the horse.
Who was the horse?
Who was the horse? Так,
О.
stop giving me horse radish.
Хрен собачий.
Собачий. Horse radish, I said.
А, лошадиный хрен.
Вот так. Да.
Oh, так. I am afraid you've not had much practice in writing, she ventured to say, as she was helping him up for his fifth tumble.
Mm-hmm.
The knight looked very much surprised and a little offended at the remark. Yeah, what makes you say that? He asked as he scrambled back into the saddle, keeping hold of Alice's hair with one hand to save himself from falling over and over on the other side. Yeah, because people don't fall off quite so often when they've had much practice. I've had plenty of practice, the knight said, very gravely. Plenty of practice. Got it?
Plan?
Plenty.
Ah, plenty of practice, yeah.
Yeah, just plenty of practice. Yeah, just normal stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Alice could think of nothing better to say than, indeed? But she said it as heartily as she could. They went on a little way in silence after this. The knight, with his eyes shut, muttering to himself, and Alice watching anxiously for the next tumble. The great art of riding, the knight suddenly began in a loud voice, um, waving his right arm as he spoke, is to keep. Here the sentence ended as suddenly as it had begun, as the knight fell heavily on the top of his head, exactly in the path where Alice was walking. She was quite frightened this time, and said in an anxious tone as she picked him up, "I hope no bones are broken?"
Mm-hmm.
"Not to speak of," the knight said, as if he didn't mind breaking two or three of them. Um, the great art of riding, as I was saying, is to keep your balance properly, like this, you know? He let go the bridle and stretched out both his arms to show Alice what he meant. And this time he fell flat on his back, right under the horse's feet.
Ужас.
Да, plenty of practice.
Да.
He went on repeating all the time that Alice was getting him on his feet again. Plenty of practice. It's too ridiculous, cried Alice, losing all her patience uh, this time. You ought to have a wooden horse on the wheels. That you ought. Um, does that kind go smoothly? The knight asked in a tone of a great interest, clasping his arms round the horse's neck as he spoke, just in time to save himself from tumbling off again. Much more smoothly than a live horse, Alice said with a little scream of laughter, in spite of all she could do to prevent it. "I'll get one," the knight said thoughtfully to himself. "One or two, several."
One or two what?
One or two, several,
Several?
several.
Several, господи.
Yeah, several, bit, tiny bit.
Beat it. Да,
Yeah,
окей.
some.
Угу.
Yeah, few,
Yes.
a few.
F you. Fuck you.
No, a few.
Иди ты. F you. No.
I didn't mean that.
Okay.
I'm kind.
Mm. Идите kindly нахер.
I'm a horse, They can run, of course.
Which one? Of course.
I can run, of course.
Господи. Я слышу naked, of course, думаю, ладно. Раз horse, то naked, of course. Короче, что-то я сегодня deaf and blind. Ну ладно. Let's go on. Или мы дочитали?
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
We yet have like 100 pages to read.
Today?
Today.
Tomorrow.
Today.
Okay.
No,
Today.
a lot. I mean, it's almost the last chapter. What do you want to? There was a short silence after this, and then the night went on again. I'm a great hand at inventing things. Now, I dare say you noticed the last time you picked me up that I was looking rather thoughtful. You were a little grave, said Alice. Well, just then I was inventing a new way of getting over the gate. Would you like to hear it? Very much indeed, Alice said politely. I'll tell you how I came to think of it, said the knight. You see, I said to myself, the only difficulty is with the feet. The head is high enough already. Now, first I put my head on the top of the gate, then the head's high enough, then I stand on my head, then the feet are high enough, you see? Then I'm over, you see?
I don't. Tell me.
Yes, I suppose you'd be over when that was done, Alice said thoughtfully. But don't you think it would be rather hard? I haven't tried it yet, the knight said gravely. So I can't tell for certain, but I'm afraid it would be a little hard. Right?
I guess.
Me too.
Uh-huh.
Okay. He looked so vexed at the idea that Alice changed the subject hastily. What a curious helmet you've got, she said cheerfully. Is that your invention too? The knight looked down proudly at his helmet, which hung from the saddle. Yes, he said, but I've invented a better one than that, like a sugar loaf. When I used to wear it, if I fell off the horse, it always touched the ground directly. So
Oh, the
when
helmet.
when I used to wear it, the helmet, yeah,
It always touched the ground.
if I fell
Well,
off the horse, it
yeah,
always touched the ground directly.
okay. Weird,
Uh,
but okay. Got it.
yeah, it's fine. It's Lewis.
Да.
I mean,
Угу.
Carroll.
Рулюсь.
Yeah, both.
Угу.
So I had very little way to fall, you see? But there was the danger of falling into it, to be sure. That happened to me once, and the worst of it was before I could get out again. The other white knight came and put it on. Um, he thought it was his own helmet, right?
Угу.
The
Угу.
knight looked so solemn about it that Alice didn't dare to laugh. I'm afraid you must have hurt him, she said in a trembling voice, being on the top of his head. Uh, I had to kick him, of course, the knight said very seriously, and then he took the helmet off again, but it took hours and hours to get me out. I was as fast as a lightning, you know?
Угу.
Mm. But that's a different kind of fastness, Alice objected. Mm. The knight shook his head. It was all kinds of fastness with me. I can assure you. He said. He raised his hands in some excitement as he said this, and instantly rolled out of the saddle and fell headlong into a deep ditch.
Да что ж такое?
Шо?
Бедный Найт.
Да, ну, баланс не умеет держать, да?
Да.
Да. Ну, такой вот издюк.
Ждю.
Да. Alice ran to the side of the ditch. В канаву, что ли?
Да.
To look for... Я там воду пил.
А. Окей.
From the ditch.
Хм.
Да.
Окей.
Как лошадь.
Угу.
З-
Да.
No. Alice ran to the side of the ditch to look for him. She was rather startled by the fall, as for some time he had kept on very well. And she was afraid that he really was hurt this time. However, though she could see nothing but the soles of his feet, can you see the soles of your feet?
Now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you in the bed?
No.
Are you on the bed?
No.
Are you on the chair?
By. By the bed. А то ты сейчас переберешь все prepositions.
You are learning prepositions.
Точно.
Yeah. This
You
is
proposed to me to be on the bed. Why do
yeah.
you need to see soles of your feet on the bed? Just sit in the pose of lotus.
Yes.
You can see them.
Yep. Nice pose.
Mhm. Don't try it at home.
Yeah, she was much relieved to hear that he was talking on in his usual tone. "All kind of fastness," he repeated, "but it was careless of him to put another man's helmet on, with a man in it too." Here is a picture. Колокольчик.
Ой, так, это он хорошо в дичь упал. Ну-ну.
А?
Он хорошо в дичь упал, да.
Ну,
Мгм.
это всего лишь... Ну, это же хорс.
Ну, она ногу чью держит?
Свою?
Свою, she sees the soles of your feet.
Ага.
If that's what you meant, no, I can see them like that.
А, вот здесь!
Да.
Я просто на лошадь смотрю.
Она нюхает его ногу, нормально.
А, ну
М.
подумаешь,
Мгм.
ёбнулся.
Yep.
Да?
Мгм.
Да. Вот. Жизнь прекрасна.
Да.
Дальше. How can you go on talking so quietly, head downwards? Да, серьезно. Alice asked as she dragged him out by the feet and led him in a heap of the bank.
Heap of the bank.
Yeah, heap of the
Heap.
bank. Heap
Heap
of the
это
bank.
куча. Окей.
Куча чего?
Bank это берег реки.
Ну, я.
Нет, не ты, а берег реки.
Ну, ja, ich verstehe.
А, господи, окей.
Ich spreche Deutsch. Aber es ist manchmal. Ух ты,
Точно.
какую фигню я вспомнила. Так, the knight looked surprised at the question. What does it matter when my body happens to be? Where my body happens to be, he said. My mind goes on working all the time. Ой, ну это точно. Я сегодня today, да?
Today.
Today.
Сегодня is today.
Today. Yeah, today I was doing exercises in my dream.
In your dream.
Yeah. I was
Okay.
talking about adverbs.
About what?
About adverbs and
Ага.
prepositions
Ага.
in my
Это
dream.
такие exercises, grammar exercises. Я уже думала, ты там это колеса крутил. Ну, окей.
Какие?
Cartwheels.
9. Ну, у
Nine.
меня нету кара.
9 of them.
No, ich habe keine Wheels. I mean cars. Autos.
Мгм.
Все перебрал. No. In fact, the more head downwards I am, the more I keep inventing my new things. Now, the cleverest thing of the sort that I ever did, he went on after a pause, was inventing a few pudding during the meat course.
Чё?
Ну, meat course.
What?
Шо?
Мидкорс. Поняла, какой пуринг?
Пудинг.
Вот.
Ну, такой.
Пудинг.
Да.
Окей.
Пудинг.
Окей. Все, поняла, это этот. Ага.
У тебя есть пудинг в течение мясного курса?
9.
Of them.
Да.
О, Педро is calling.
Да.
Надо его в конференцию
Надо.
сунуть. Вот. in time to have it cooked for the new course, said Alice. Well, that was Pedro.
Все,
Answering the call, it will place your current call on hold, or you can
что там
mo-
инструкции читаешь?
more.
Oh, you can go on reading and disregard external shit. No.
Yeah, no, yeah. Pedro, missed call.
Эх, call him back.
Later. Give
Oh.
me a call when you are back. That's
Yes.
what he wrote to me.
Ага,
Because he loves me.
да.
In
Give
my,
him a call when you're on your back.
when I'm in my bed.
Да,
On my back.
indeed, in bed.
In bed. Ну, у меня там скайпа нет. В спине. Ой, на кровати.
Окей, да, точно.
In time to have it cooked for the next course. А тебе удобно использовать скайп на телефон?
Yep.
А. Это очень?
Рекомендую.
Я нет, я не использую.
Ну, попробуй.
Знаешь почему?
Не знаю.
Он много весит.
Скайп?
Да.
Ну, может быть.
Он для компьютера хорошо.
М.
А телефон там, ну, не очень.
М.
Наверное.
Я про это не думала, сколько он весит. Ну ладно, окей.
Да хуя.
Ясно.
Вот.
Ну, влез ко мне.
Ну, еще лезет.
Мгм.
Да, наверное, мало стафа там.
Хватает, unfortunately.
Mhm. Well, that was quick work, certainly.
Да.
Well, not the next course, the knight said in a slow, thoughtful tone. No, certainly not the next course. Then it would have to be the next day, I suppose. You wouldn't have two pudding courses in one dinner. Well, not the next day, the knight repeated as before. Not the next day.
Ты чё там возмущаешься?
Я не возмущаюсь, я читаю. Тут выделено красиво.
А, окей.
Я просто knight.
Да?
Я просто horse.
Да, it's night, I know.
Нет, I am a horse.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. My name is Horse,
Окей.
in fact. He went on, holding his head down and his voice getting lower and lower. I don't believe that pudding was ever cooked. In fact, I don't believe that pudding ever will be cooked. And yet, it was a very clever pudding to invent. They had no time, so it won't be cooked, you know?
Hmm?
I'm talking to you, not to the book.
To me, not to the book.
Yeah.
What is a pudding, by the way? Это кейк?
Ну, жрачка,
Which one?
которую можно съесть.
Ловишь.
Ну,
Это
такая...
сладкая жрачка.
Ну, жрачка, обычно да. Ну, ты чё, пудинга не ела?
I guess no.
Ну, блядь.
Ну, блядь. Ну, не ела.
Ну, английский же учишь, ну, типа кейка,
Ну и что? Окей.
капкейка.
Да, ну ладно.
И не
Как
только.
ты-
Ну, со всякими там вкусностями, там, с фруктой,
Окей. Короче, сладость.
да. В магазин сходи, купи.
Не факт, что у нас это есть.
Почему?
Что-то никогда не видела за последние много лет.
Ну, пойди погуляй по супермаркету.
Ну, хорошо, прям right now, или так главу?
Да, хорошо. Как глава закончится.
Погуляю в следующий раз, когда буду. Ну,
Ну так, по делам погуляй. Там сладкое пойди, где там пирожки продаются. Или в кафешке. Если есть у вас, конечно. Ты же в лесу.
ну, Рили, я же в лесу, да.
What did you mean?
I meant exactly that.
Yeah. What did you mean it to be made of? Alice asked, hoping to cheer him up, for the poor knight seemed quite low-spirited about it. Его сперло.
Он пернул?
Нет, его сперло.
А,
No, low-spirited. Его понизило по спириту.
точно.
Значит, сперло.
Yep.
Да? Да. It began with blotting paper.
With what?
Blotting paper.
Blotted?
Blotting paper.
What is that?
Ща я тебе скажу.
Paper.
Блотинг. А я подпечатаю хотя бы. О, промокательная бумага.
Ух ты.
А я слышал такое, видел.
Я не слышала, но окей.
Ну, глазами слышал. Руками видел. Так. А у меня есть такая вот бумага.
В туалете, что ли?
Нет, на кухне.
А. Ну, в принципе, промокательная бумага, это
Всегда
toilet
нужна.
paper is- Да,
А?
нужна. Toilet paper промокательная.
Ну да. Но я не промокаю там.
Ты не писаешь против ветра?
Нет.
Молодец.
А чё, в туалете ветер есть?
Sometimes.
А, ну ладно. Так. It began with blood and paper, the knight answered with a groan.
Groan?
Groan.
Ага. Да,
А я...
со стоном.
Так?
Да.
Oh.
Like stone.
That wouldn't be nice, I'm afraid. Not very nice alone, he interrupted quite eagerly. But you've no idea what a difference it makes, mixing it with other things such as gunpowder and saline wax. Ясно?
Что они смешивают с ганпаудером и силингом? Пудинг, что ли?
Бумагу туалетную, то есть промокательную.
Окей. Окей. Got it.
Ну, пирожок делают. Картошечку!
Кстати, да, вот я сейчас ей займусь. Ну-ну.
Я имею в виду пирожное такое.
Да ладно, нахрена пирожные. Картошечку.
Картошечка в виде пирожка. Ну такая черная.
О, Господи.
Она называется картошка пирожная.
Везет же.
Она сладкая, вкусная, шоколадная почти.
Все, отвали, я тоже жрать хочу.
And here I must leave you.
Спасибо.
They had just come to the end of the wood. Alice could only look puzzled. She was thinking about the pudding. You are sad, the knight said in an anxious tone. Let me sing you a song to comfort you. Меня сегодня, знаешь, сколько раз сон пропели? Со вчерашнего дня. Ну, наверное, раз 150, одно и то же. Но я так и не запомнил, что записал. Слова так и не запомнил.
Что за сон?
Помню, что только white, white, white. И все.
Блин, пойди съешь рыбу. Помогает память.
Да нет.
Не поможет?
Не поможет. Я в шахматы играл просто в это время.
А,
Я,
ладно.
я не пытался запомнить. Я пытался понять, как пойти.
Мгм.
Да.
Ню-ню.
Ну, не. Не-не. Is it very long? Alice asked for she's had heard a good deal of poetry that day. It's long,
Ага.
said the knight, but it's very, very beautiful. Everybody that hears me sing, it brings tears into their eyes, or else. "Oh, else what?" said Alice, for the knight had made a sudden pause. "Or else it doesn't, you know?" The
Okay.
name of the song is called Haddock's Eyes.
Хедок. Треска,
Had...
что ли?
Я так думаю, да. Haddock's Eye.
Рыба
Eyes.
какая-то.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's the name of the song, is it? Alice said, trying to feel interested. "No, you don't understand," the knight said, mm, looking a little vexed. "That's what the name is called. The name really is the aged man.
Окей.
The aged man. And then I ought to have said that that's what the song is called," Alice corrected herself. "No, you oughtn't. That's quite another thing. The song is called Ways and My Means. And that's only what it's called, you know?" "Well, what is a song then?" said Alice, who was by this time completely bewildered. I was coming to that," the knight said. "The song really is sitting on a gate, and the tune's my own invention." So saying, he stopped his horse and let the reins fall on its neck. And then slowly beating time with one hand, and with a faint smile lifting up his gentle foolish face, as if he enjoyed the music of his song, he began. Of all the strange things that Alice saw in her journey through the looking glass, this was the one that she always remembered most clearly. Years afterwards, she could bring the whole scene back again, as if it had been only yesterday. The mild blue eyes and kindly smile of the night, the setting sun uh, gleaming through his hair and shining on his armor in a blaze of light that quite dazzled her. The horse quietly moving about. Бля, она затихла даже. With the reins hanging loose on his neck, groping the grass at her feet, and the black shadows of the forest behind. All this she took in like a picture, as with one hand shading her eyes, she leaned against a tree, watching the strange pair and listening in a half dream to the melancholy music of the sun. But the tune isn't his own invention, she said to herself. It's I give thee all I can no more. Now she stood and listened very attentively, but no tears came into her eyes. I'll tell thee everything I can. There is a little to relate. I saw an aged man sitting on a gate. Who are you, aged man? I said. And how is it you live? And his answer trickled through my head like water through a sieve.
One S Росі.
Що?
One S Росі.
Чо?
Одна задниця через море.
Да.
Okay. And you mentioned it's gonna be long, right?
А?
You mentioned it's gonna be long. The poet.
Я могу начать сначала.
Oh, Humpty Dumpty, don't do it.
Давай ты сначала, мне понравилось. I'll tell thee everything I can. There is a little to relate. I saw an aged man sitting on a gate. Why, you aged man, I said, and how is it you live? And his answer trickled through my head like water through a sieve. Nice? Алло?
Nice.
Я думаю, ты на холд ушел.
Нет, не на hold, you're here.
Okay. He said, I look for butterflies that sleep among the weed. I make them into mud and spice and sell them in the street. О, это я с этим занимаюсь. I sell them into... подожди. Анто, как?
Start over.
Okay, he said, I look for butterflies that sleep among the wheat. I make them all into mutton pies and sell them in the street. I sell them unto men, he said, who sail on stormy seas. And that's the way I get my bread. I trifle, if you please.
Yep.
Normal.
Nice.
Okay. Дальше. But I was thinking of a plan to dye one's whiskers green, and always use so large a fan that they could not be seen. So having no reply to give to what the old man said, I cried, come, tell me how you live, and thumped him up on head.
Стукнул по голове.
Да, ёбнул. Дальше. His accent smile took up the tale. He said, I go my ways, and when I find a mortal reel, I set it in a blaze. And thence, да?
Не знаю.
Thence they make a stuff they call Roland's mixer oil. Yet 2 pence halfpenny is all they give me for my toil. Yeah.
Oh.
But I was thinking of a way to feed oneself on butter better. Mm,
Feed on butter. No.
butter better bitter. And go on from day to day, getting a little fatter.
Mm.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I shook him well from side to side until his face was blue. Come tell me how you live, I cried, and what it is you do.
Mm-hmm.
Here we can see a man with a bucket on his head.
Weekend? No.
Yeah, and another man with horses' hooves.
Okay.
Look.
That's just armor.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose. All right.
Hooves. He said I hunt for hard duck's eyes among the heather bride, and work him into waistcoat buttons in the silent night. And this I do not sell for gold, a coin of a silvery shine, but for a copper halfpenny, and that will purchase 9. I sometimes dig for buttered rolls, or set limbed twigs for crabs. I sometimes search the grassy knolls for wheels of a handsome cubs.
Cabs.
Yeah. And that's the way he gave a wink, by which I get my wealth, and very gladly will I drink your honour's noble health.
Mm.
I heard him then, for I had just completed my design to keep the many a bridge
Great.
from a rust by boiling it in
Eat.
wine. I thanked him much for telling me the way he got his wealth, but chiefly for his wish that he might drink my noble health. And now, if I were by chance, I will put my finger into glue, or madly squeeze a hand foot into a left hand shoe.
Mm.
Or if I drop upon my toe a very heavy weight, I weep, for it reminds me so of that old man I used to know, whose look was mild,
Mild.
mild, whose speech was low, uh, whose hair was whiter than the snow, whose face was very like a crow, with eyes like cinders all aglow, who seemed distracted with his woe, who rocked his body to and fro, and muttered a
Mumbled.
mum-
Mumblingly.
mumblingly and low, as if his mouth were full of dough, who snored like a buffalo.
Buffalo.
Buffalo. That summer evening long ago, as sitting on a gate.
Woo. випій води.
Sure.
That took effort.
Yeah. As the knight sang the last words of the ballad, the ballad,
Of the what?
of the ballad,
Ballad.
yeah, ballad. That's what you say
Yeah.
it. He gathered up the reins and turned his horse's head along the road by which they had come. You've only a few yards to go, he said,
Mhm.
down the hill and over that little brook, and then you'll be a queen. But you'll stay and see me off first. He added, as Alice turned with an eager look in the direction to which he pointed. I shan't be long. You'll wait and wave your handkerchief when I get to that turn in the road. I think it'll encourage me, you see? Of course I'll wait, said Alice, and thank you very much for coming so far, and for the song. I liked it very much. I hope so, the knight said doubtfully. But you didn't cry so much as I thought you would. So they shook hands, and then the knight rode slowly away into the forest. It won't take long to see him off, I expected, Alice said to herself as she stood watching him. There he goes, right on his head as usual. However, he gets on again pretty easily. That comes of having so many things hung around the horse. So she went on talking to herself, and she watched the horse walking leisurely along the road, and the knight tumbling off, first on the one side, then on the other. After the fourth or fifth tumble, he reached the turn, and then he waved her handkerchief to him, and waited till he was out of sight. I hoped it encouraged him, she said, as she turned to run down the hill. And now for the last brook, and to be a queen. How grand it sounds! A very few steps brought her to the edge of the brook. The A square at last, she cried as she bounded across, and threw herself down the rest of the lawn as soft as moss, with little flower beds dotted about it here and there. Oh, how glad I am to get here! And what is this on my head? She exclaimed in a tone of dismay, as she put her hands up to something very heavy that fitted tight all round her head.
Head.
Yeah, but how can it have got there without my knowing it? She said to herself as she lifted it off and set it on her lap to make out what it could possibly be. It was a golden crown.
Mhm.
The end
Okay.
of the chapter.
Nice.
Woo-hoo! We've done it. Yeah.
Ну, сегодня мы почти до 5 дочитались.
Ну, yeah. A
Ну
little
и
bit.
я
Let's go. Another
to
chapter.
bed.
To bed?
Да,
Куда?
тебе to bed,
А тебе?
to dinner.
Okay. Good dinner, then.
А тебе good bed.
Thank you.